What if the future of medicine could repair disease at the genetic level? Cell and gene therapy are transforming healthcare by targeting the root cause of many rare and chronic diseases instead of simply treating symptoms. Scientists are using artificial intelligence to speed up drug discovery, while precision diagnostics help deliver more personalized treatments. New therapies are already improving the lives of patients with rare genetic disorders and autoimmune diseases. As research continues, experts believe these breakthroughs could make advanced healthcare more effective and accessible. The future of medicine is becoming smarter, faster, and more personalized than ever before.
In the final 3 months of 2025, investors directed $3.2 billion into the cell and gene therapy sector. This quarterly spike sits within a broader biotechnology market that reached $1.55 trillion in 2024 and is projected to reach $4.61 trillion by 2034. For most of its history, genetic medicine struggled with a reputation for being high risk. Manufacturing was slow and expensive, and treatments were almost exclusively focused on ultra-rare diseases with very few patients. Institutional investors are now moving past those initial concerns. This influx of capital reflects a systemic shift in how the industry evaluates the sector's long-term commercial viability. That shift is the result of 3 specific milestones reached in 2025, developments that transformed these therapies from high-risk experiments into stable, mass-market assets. The first requirement for this level of investment was evidence of commercial scale. Major funds needed to see that these complex, personalized therapies could actually generate high-volume revenue once they cleared clinical trials. This chart shows how specific drugs performed over the last year. Carvykti saw a 96% increase in revenue, crossing the $1.9 billion mark, while Breyanzi reached $1.3 billion. Those 2 additions bring the sector's total to 4 blockbuster products, a key indicator of market stability that institutional investors look for before committing billions. This consistent revenue growth demonstrated that the financial payoff for a successful cell therapy is significant enough to justify the high costs of development. While individual drug performance attracts early interest, the sector's total valuation depends on its ability to move beyond niche genetic conditions and into mainstream medicine. We are now seeing that transition in cardiovascular health. Capricor Therapeutics recently reported positive results from its Phase 3 study of a cell therapy for Duchenne cardiomyopathy, showing a measurable slowdown in the disease's progression. The autoimmune market is showing similar momentum. CAR T-cell therapies, originally developed for cancer, are now being tested for chronic conditions like stiff person syndrome, with Kyverna Therapeutics reporting significant clinical benefits in its Phase 2 trials. According to the sector data, that success is leading to the first-ever regulatory submission of its kind. A formal filing for a CAR T autoimmune treatment is expected in early 2026. The trend is global. As shown here, European regulators approved 3 different therapies in 2025, with at least 3 more decisions expected next year. Clinical success in these areas provides a viable path into the largest healthcare markets on Earth, allowing developers to target millions of patients rather than hundreds. Expanding the target market solves the problem of scale, but the actual delivery of these therapies requires a massive, modernized infrastructure, also speeding up the R&D process. Companies like Eli Lilly are now using AI supercomputers in partnership with NVIDIA to find and test new drug candidates faster than traditional methods allowed. At the clinical level, the shift towards decentralized trials is removing old bottlenecks. By using remote monitoring and digital biomarkers, researchers can collect data from patients in their own homes, making the entire testing process faster and less expensive. The combination of pharmaceutical capital, AI-driven discovery, and decentralized testing created a direct route for genetic medicines to move from the lab to the patient. The $3.2 billion invested in late 2025 represents the convergence of these 3 factors: realized revenue, expanded patient populations, and a modernized development infrastructure. The current momentum is visible in this trial data. There are now 916 active clinical trials for cell and gene therapies worldwide, all moving toward potential approval. This represents a fundamental change in medical strategy. Healthcare is moving from the lifelong management of symptoms toward therapies that attempt to repair the cellular causes of a disease. Because of the expanded scale of these programs, heart disease, autoimmune disorders, and chronic inflammation are now the primary targets for these breakthroughs. The 2025 investment boom indicates that cell and gene therapy has officially moved from a series of high-profile laboratory successes to a standardized, reliable component of global healthcare.